There's a drawer somewhere full of that shit.
You know, it's like this. It's like my, and he's right. Absolutely right. But this is how I rate a book. And I did it to Elasma. I got through like 12 pages of a book and I put it down. I haven't read it. I still haven't finished it. I was like, that's a pretty good book, man. He's like, what? And I'm like, I don't need to read anymore. It was good. It was good. I got through like 2 pages of Shane's Inglorious Rex and I was like, this is shit. Can't do it.
That's high praise, folks.
That's if I can't even, because don't expect. I'm probably not going to finish your book, especially if there's a lot of words in it. I'm not going to finish it. Words are hard.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're hard, man.
You are watching Alasmat the Shadow Bear.
watching Alasmat the Shadow Band.
You guys want to go get some D-E-S-S-E-R-T? Yeah, dude, I need me a T-R-E-A-T. What you guys talking about? Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert? No, shut up! Don't say it! Why? Oh god, how do we tell you this? Simon can't spell. What? He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited. He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Okay, what is happening? We told you he gets excited when he hears the word T-R-E-A-T. What you talking about? Taxes. Oh, shucks. What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Oh. Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about F-O-O-D. Okay, so are we getting an S-N-A-C-K? Snack? Oh, come on, man. Dude, really? Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack. So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat? Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. Treat? No treat. God damn it. Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an N-A-P. Yeah. What does N-A-P spell? Party.
Je m'appelle Lolita, ou bien Lola, du pareil au même. Moi je m'appelle Lolita. Je rêve l'eau, c'est Lola qui saigne. Quand touche ma langue, j'ai l'âme à fourrir aussi. Qu'un phénomène, je m'appelle Lolita. Tes c'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Lolita, moi Lolita. Moi je m'appelle Lolita, collégienne au bas, bleu de méthylène. Moi je m'appelle Lolita, collée aux épins, mi-coton. Tu sais, bouge qui dit pas à maman que je suis un phénomène. Je m'appelle Lolita. De philo, amours diluviennes. C'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se jeter sur moi. C'est pas ma faute à moi. Si j'entends tout autour de moi, hello Lolita, moi Lolita. C'est pas ma faute. Et quand je donne ma langue au chat, je vois les autres tout prêts à se
ID. Reflections on the shiny glass, watching all the lifetimes pass. Nothing but the yellow lines, looking for the hidden signs. Keep the engine running deep while the restless city sleeps. Leave the broken world behind, chasing echoes in the night. Hold on. Drive into the midnight, lost complete control. Shadows in the neon, save my broken soul. Fall into the ocean,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have good working internet for once. That's good. I like a good working internet, so I know some of you don't. I know some of you wish for me to fail, and I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna fail. Not today, not ever. I'm Berniever Nugan. So how is everybody today? All you people ready with your spears, ready to chuck them at me because the hate flows for a lot of yous. But let me just head to the chat. We got Hothead Studios, who doesn't come often. You should come more often, Hothead. Your commentary is always welcome. So hail to you, welcome here. Someone whose commentary is not welcome is Ozaker. Lot of venom in the chat from Ozaker. He says this is almost as bad as the shower streams. Alice Man has taken mild. What are you talking about? What are these names? Can you be normal for once, Ozaker? Be normal. You can't have weirdness in my chat. This is people who are normal. Stop being weird. Stop it. And we have Manty there. It's too bad your camera isn't broke. Is broken or isn't broken. Make it make sense, Manty. Make it make sense. Andrew Curry says, "Hello, Erasmat." You know what's funny? It's. She's still mad, but
You.
So-
do anything.
so it's funny because in the OBS window, if I don't put my mouse over Andrew's comment, instead of saying "Hello, Erasmat," it says "Mr. Erasmat." It's weird. Kissifus is there. He says, "What did you do to Carol, Erasmat? She's America's sweetheart. She wasn't a sweetheart. Kisser." Just let me go to somewhere else looking for bigger game because she got tired of bullying and harassing me.
Aren't you big enough?
I'm a hawk. That should not matter. Wait, who else is in the chat? I did not see other names. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Let's see. Let me see. Scroll up more. Scroll up more. Scroll up more. Sark's in the chat. How you doing, Sark? It's good seeing you. I know Jolly Green was there. He popped in a bit. So shout out to Jolly Green Comics for hanging around. Linkovich says, "Alas, Matt better have his best pink shirt on for his music." This is pure African American, baby. African American. Okay. I'm sorry if you hate the blacks. It's not my problem because I'm open and tolerant and all that good stuff. Oh, we have Bats in the chat. He says, "Wait, is this the first making fun of my pumpkin warpath joy?" Bats, you were my friend. I considered you a brother. But I see you sharpened your spear tonight. And you've joined the ranks of all the ones with the pointy white hats tonight. You know what? I hope it benefits you in one form or another. Never Nugan. Anyway, who else have I not said hi to? Meme Lord Woodrow. He's hanging around. I see Meme Lord Woodrow. Mugen One I saw as well in the chat. So shout out to Meme Lord Woodrow and Mugen One. You were here earlier. Monomachus was there somewhere. I saw Monomachus' name. So shout out to Monomachus before he hangs up the spear, or rather aims it at me, because that's what they do. Finn's Betting's in the chat. He was trying to do some really awful towers. Finn's Betting. Trying to get me struck? You should know better than that, Finn's. Well, actually, your name is Finn's Betting, so I don't think you have much in a way of like standards, I guess. So um, my condolences, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, oh sorry, but and is that it? Have I said hi to everybody? Oh, Carl D. I saw Carl D's name and Master Panda, my top lieutenant, Master Panda. He made one comment earlier. I haven't seen him in the chat since, but he's probably lurking around, so he has to make himself known. Desert Nomad, shout out to you, Desert Nomad. Welcome to the stream. Gifford is in there somewhere. He's doing Gifford things. He's being just Giffording because that's what he does. As Kissifus is dropping links. Wait, is Topicless in the chat? I didn't see Topicless. Where's Topicless? Is he there? The chat's going a little fast. So if I miss and I don't call you, just type in the chat. I will get to you. Just keep in mind, I am reading a lot of chats. People are just being very fast with their typing skills. Um, we have Henry Bemis. It's been a minute. I haven't seen Henry Bemis in a minute. He says, "Entertain me. Your wish is my command, Henry. I got you. I got you." So there we go. Now there's Mazapana. Mazapana, I got a surprise for you. I don't know if you saw my stream last night, but look what I got. Yes, I got Pumpkin Warpatch issues 1 and 2, and they're going out this week. You may be getting yours very soon, so stay tuned for that, Mazapanda. Yes. Also, for those that did back the second issue in the past Kickstarter, something was presented to me, or rather, put to my attention in in a few panels in one page. I can't show it because it's YouTube, but it involves a little skin on Pumpkin Warpatch's part, and I had to fix let's say I had a fix her breasts a little bit. So when you get this, those of you that back this version of this campaign, consider this the Fun Bag South edition of issue 2. So I'll let you figure out what that means. But that's gonna come this week. So and yes, I got the right size boards now, so you'll be getting them back and boarded. I'm excited to send these out to you. So look out for your tracking numbers because it's coming. Yes, Hothead, Pumpkin War Patch. Yes, yes. That's issue first 2 issues. I'm currently drawing issue number 3 right now. Crowdfund will begin next month when I have the book at least halfway done. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Maz Bandit says, "Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that. You went live last night. I wish I didn't miss it, but that's awesome that you got number 2 in print. I'm looking forward to my copy. Yes, you absolutely should look forward to it. It looks good on paper. It looks really good on the print. Much better, than my opinion, than on digital. But I'm old school, so yeah." Monomika says, "What part did I fix? I just fixed her breast. Something with the nipples, and I just had to make sure that was accurate. So I had to fix that. So, like I said, this is the Fun Bag South edition. I'll leave that to your imagination. I can't see more than that." Gooner Bait says, "Gifford, listen, Gifford, I'm an artist. Okay, I tell stories. I don't make stuff for you to goon. You goon, that's on you. It ain't on me. I don't care if you goon. It's not on me. I just tell stories." You're a sick man, Gifford. That's why you stay in the bands with Colorform and whatever and others and stuff like that. But yes. Monomika says, "Did I like Event Horizon when it came out?" Full disclosure, I had not seen Event Horizon yet, and not because I don't want to. I would have already seen it a long time ago. And I'm gonna ask the chat this since we're talking about Sam Neill. Well, before we get to Jurassic Park, let me ask you guys in the chat a question. I've been holding on to seeing Event Horizon because of the legendary director's cut that may or may never come out. The consensus is it'll never come out, that the footage is pretty much lost. So, should I hold out for the director's cut on the slim chance it comes out? Or should I just say, fuck it, just go watch what's currently out there right now? So, chat, what do you think? Should I just watch Event Horizon as it is now? And I guess if the director's cut ever comes out, it comes out. Or do I hold out for the slim chance that there will be a director's cut? As Henry Beeman says, Agak, my good friend, Kissibus. So, yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Yes, Kissifis is explaining the the changes in the topless scene with a Pumpkin War Patch in issue number 2. Okay, Monamika says go watch it. Okay, so that's a vote for yes, go see it. Um, let's see. Okay. Linkovic says I saw Event Horizon in the theater on mushrooms. Give it a try. Okay, so he says go watch it. Henry Beaman says watch it. Okay, so that's 3-0. There's a director's cut of Event Horizon. No, Hothead. It's so the story is that there were scenes that were cut from the original version before it went into theaters, and the scenes that were cut were apparently a lot more disturbing than what you see now. Those I've seen have said how disturbing it was, but the footage never made it into like a reserved cut. So the consensus is that that footage is gone. Kind of like the lost spider sequence scene from King Kong 1933. It's like that. So there's people holding out for the possibility that there will be a complete director's cut version, but most are of the belief that it'll never happen because the footage is pretty much lost. I'm not saying 100% it's lost, but that's the consensus. But so far, people are saying watch it. Uh, Okay, it says fuck it, watch what the rest of the people saw. Okay, just watch it. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So I'm debating, and you guys in the chat will tell me for next week's show to keep in the spirit of Sam Neill. Should I watch Event Horizon or should I do In the Mouth of Madness? Which of the two should I do for next week? I'm still gonna watch both, but which of the two do you want me to cover next week? Event Horizon or In the Mouth of Madness? Let's see. Okay. Uh, I don't know what I see now. Is your head on my screen? That's pretty freaking disturbing. You know what? Screw you, Manty. Screw you! Having a serious conversation in the chat, and you want to come me with that shit? Stop it! Body shaming ain't welcome here. Okay, so Woodrow says Event Horizon for next week's stream. Hothead says Event Horizon. Monomika says okay, so It looks like it's going to be an Event Horizon show for next Monday. Okay. So we'll do, okay, Oscar says Event Horizon. Okay. So that's my homework assignment for next week is Event Horizon. So I'm going to obtain a copy of it and I'm going to give it a watch. So there we go. So we'll do Event Horizon next week for Monday Monster Moratorium. So let's see. Oh, we got Lord Benzinger. He goes, good question, but I did watch Jurassic Park 3 yesterday. 3. It wasn't perfect, but I admit to enjoying it. That's the consensus with the third Jurassic Park film is people watch it, they like it, but it's they watch it for what it is. It's entertainment. It's not meant to be a groundbreaking story. It's got a lot of flaws, mainly because the movie was written as it was being shot. Because unlike the first two Jurassic Park films, the third movie never had a book that it was based on. It was completely done on the fly. That's probably one of the reasons why I hadn't watched it because I felt like they were just admitting that this is a schlock. We just put shit together, dinosaurs, people running, you'll love it, you know. Oh, KSS says Event Horizon is overrated. Paul W. Anderson is trash. Ooh, that's the first person to say that. Wow. Not on Paul Anderson, but Event Horizon. No, Kissibus. Is this the same Paul Anderson that did Boogie Nights? I don't know if it's that Paul Anderson or it's the other Paul Anderson that did the AVP movie, the first one. So but speaking of the first Jurassic Park, the first two books, I got the hardcover from Barnes and Noble. This is the Jurassic Park and the Lost World by Michael Crichton. And my hope is I got a lot of books to catch up and read. I'm still trying to get to the Iliad, and I want to get to the Iliad before, possibly the Odyssey before the movie comes out. And um, I'm gonna be doing a video on the whole stuff with the Odyssey and preserving cultures and the hypocrisy of Hollywood and all this like anti-white racism that's being put out there by Hollywood. I want to do a video on that and put it out this week. So stay tuned for that. And as usual, I get the receipts. I get a lot of receipts. That's how I do it. So I'm trying to do different kinds of documentaries to reach a broader audience. So it would help to get support from that, so I can branch out as uh, I continue and eventually stop doing the CG stuff because it's pretty much DED at this point. Like comic is pretty much DED. So covering it, I mean, I still got stuff to cover with them, but the writing's on the wall, and I want to do other videos and cover other stuff that is more entertainment based and bring awareness. But I do want to finish the Iliad and read the Odyssey. I mean, I've read it before, but I want to read it again just to relive the experience of the adventures done by Homer. Give his why bother the movie won't follow the book at all. What are you talking? Are you talking about which one? Which movie? Are you talking about Jurassic Park or the Odyssey? I'm not talking about the movie itself. The video's not about the movie itself. It's about the hypocrisy of representation versus preserving culture and exposing that hypocrisy with receipts. That's the purpose of that video. So um I'm not really looking forward to seeing the movie. I'm not. It's not really in my immediate plans. Will I eventually see it? I don't know. It depends on the reviews. If it was one of those things where it's like the Last Jedi kind of thing, where it's like totally misandrous, I'm just gonna avoid it completely, like I did with Rise of Skywalker. But I gotta wait and see what the real reviews say, not the paid shills that came out and said, "Oh, it's the most perfectest movie ever." I'm like, yeah, okay. The approved critics, the ones that were allowed to see the movie by Nolan and the crew. So as we get closer to the premiere of that movie, then we'll get the real critics and what the real consensus of the movie is. Henry Beeman says, I don't think those books have any pictures. You know what? Sometimes pictures are overrated. Sometimes I just want to just open up a book and just read and just look at the words and let the pictures in my head. I already read the first Jurassic Park book years ago before the movie, but I'm gonna read it again, get a fresh perspective on it, and then The Lost World. I read that also before I saw the movie, so I want to read them again. I remember the story being better in the books anyway, so especially the first Jurassic Park because they didn't take. And I may even do a couple drawings based on some of the gorier scenes in the first book. That'd be fun to do. So, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so KSS is correct. He's informing me. No, Paul Thomas Anderson did Boogie Nights, and There Will Be Blood. Paul W. Anderson made AVP, yeah, which was trash. Yeah, Death Race 2000, which I haven't seen, and Event Horizon. Okay, so that's kind of troubling then because because AVP was crap. Paul W. Anderson didn't he also do Mortal Kombat? I think. I think it was into Mortal Kombat. I believe, which it's a fun movie, but it's got its flaws. I think over the years, it's kind of like the flaws have pretty much been more exposed, and you know, I don't know. I mean, it's still pretty solid, but it could have been better. Blackhead Cinephile says I got Event Horizon on VHS somewhere. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So let's see here. You're not a movie critic. Stop. I am, Gifford. I am. I watch movies. I critique movies, Gifford. I review movies. Okay. If you don't want me to review movies, then you put me on mute. Because I will review a movie if you don't like it or not. I'm gonna review a movie and I'll do a good job on it, Gifford. And I'm gonna get paid doing it too. And people are gonna come here and they're gonna see me review it and they're gonna want me to review it because people care about my opinions. They want to hear what I gotta say because they wake up in the morning and ask themselves, "What does Eliza have to say about something?" I want to hear Eliza's take on something. I want to be here and give my take, and they're gonna like it, and then we're gonna have a good time, Gifford. Apart from you, piss me off, man. Fucking Gifford. Henry Beeman says, but Sonny Heston told me that Greek culture was heavily influenced by African culture. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Zendaya and Ellie Page will save the day. Yes, they will. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Ken says, my good friend Woodrow and I had lamented over how gay the AVP is. Why didn't it just use the Dark Horse comics? Because you answer the question. That's why. There's no talent. There's no imagination in Hollywood. It's just put them together, make a shitty story, and boom. And totally blown opportunity. So, yeah. Okay. Am I caught up in the chats? Oh, yeah, he also did Resident Evil. Paul W. Sanderson. That's another movie I didn't like. That movie was shit, too. Resident Evil overrated. The movies were overrated. I'm gonna get shit for that, but I'm sorry. I watched the first movie and it was over. It was totally overrated. I just was not a fan. But people liked it and it had a bunch of movies. I'm like, I don't get it, but I found it overrated. Mazepana says, I'm not a fan of AI, but if Hollywood keeps crapping out these movies that insult culture and our intelligence, it's just getting to embolden creators to make their own AI movies and content. That's what I don't know if you see this, Mazepana, but there's a whole slew of AI Star Wars videos, and I'm sorry, I like those. Those are pretty well done. They did a bunch of videos on the Clone Wars AI, live action AI Clone War videos, and they're doing a good job fleshing out the Star Wars universe based on the EU and the Clone Wars cartoons. I'm like, wow, this is why I like Star Wars. That world is why I like Star Wars. The Disney stuff is why I'm just checked out of it. So in a way, it's like I'm kind of getting back into the Star Wars stuff, but not because of anything Disney's putting out. It's just what the fans are putting out, and I'm just gonna stick to that. Because at the end of the day, Star Wars was what it is because of the fans, not because of the storytellers behind it. Uh, so let's see. Am I caught up in the chat? Lady Shadowman says, hail to the chat, hail to Lady Shadowman." So uh, she'll be hanging out with us and having a good time. Soon you'll be able to generate entire blockbuster films with a single prompt of Sovereign Manticore. We're headed there. And honestly, you know what? If that's what it takes for, and because the thing with AI is we're now starting to see more of the negative than the positive with the flock cameras and the kill switches in the cars and all that shit and Google surveillance and Samsung surveillance and all that shit now is upon us. Um, So I don't know. It's anyway. That's a whole other conversation. I'm gonna enter into another realm with that one. Um, As a fan, I can't even hate Hollywood and entertainment in general have failed their audiences, and now people are just going to be doing their own thing. Yeah, yeah. That's where we're at right now. We're totally there. So, um, but there was a time. There was a time when we could count on Hollywood to deliver. I mean, it was a hit or miss, but more often than not, we got them hits of movies that were just fun, entertaining, and just a spectacle, like Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park film from 1993. Now, 1993, that was a solid year for me because that was the year that I first learned about the Heisei Godzilla films through a magazine called Toy Review. Let me get the magazine. I'm gonna go back in time, and you're gonna suffer me to do this. But in 1993, I went to my local comic shop in New York, Silver Age Comics, and I saw this magazine. This is a collectible toys and values, right? And on the cover was the Bandai Godzilla and King Ghidorah. And I saw that, I'm like, holy crap, they have Godzilla toys. I was like, I gotta get this magazine and get the Godzilla toys. So I got the magazine and I ordered my first Godzilla figure, which was the Bandai 1991 closed mouth Godzilla from King Ghidorah. And I don't have that figure anymore because I gave it to my nephew, but I do have the Haya 1991 King Ghidorah figure. I mean Godzilla figure. Well, I have the King Ghidorah figure too. Look, from the same movie. So I got the Haya figure from of King Ghidorah, and I have the Godzilla from that same movie. One of my favorite designs. This and the King Goji figures are my favorite designs of Godzilla. So, but yeah, so I saw the magazine. I had to get it. I was like, I'm gonna get me Godzilla toys because back then in the 80s or 90s, Godzilla toys were not really plentiful. Not like they are today. Today, you can go to a store, you can go to a convention, and you can find plenty of Godzilla toys. You know, you can go to a thrift shop and find them. But back then, they were hard to come by. But I bought this magazine and ordered it, and I started my Godzilla collection. That was the same summer where I first watched Godzilla versus Biollante. It came on Cinemax, and I was blown away by that movie. I was blown by how much I that movie was dope. Um, And then not long after that, I started collecting the old G-Force fanzines. I don't know how many Godzilla fans in the chat, but G-Fan, before there was like internet where you can go to all these sites and all these channels on YouTube and find out about the latest Godzilla stuff, you got to go to fanzine, and G-Force was the premier fanzine before it became G-Fan. I have pretty much most of the first few issues from like 94 up to 96. No, up to 98, because that was it was past the Dean Devlin Gino film. Um, you got a picture of our Ken Satsuma coming out of the Godzilla suit, so for the Heisei suit. So I have a bunch of these, but summer was a gloriously golden time because in addition to finding the Godzilla Heisei films and getting my start with Biollante, that was the year that Jurassic Park came out. And yeah, so it was the summer of the dinos, and I started collecting a whole bunch of Godzilla VHSs, including Rodan, Godzilla versus Gigan. So like watching Jurassic Park in the theater that summer was like it just begat a glorious fun summer of collecting all these like kaiju movies and dinosaur movies. Um, Oscar says, "Do you like Godzilla Earth from the Netflix anime series The Last Man?" I don't know which one that is. I saw the first couple episodes of the first series. I checked out because I was like, this shit is boring. Like this shit is boring. I don't know. I guess people like the Netflix series. I checked out. I was like, this is boring. Like this is not. I had always wanted to see what a Godzilla anime would look like, and I'm sorry, but that wasn't it. That was slow moving. The characters were uninteresting, and it's like get to the freaking kaiju action already. And it was just animated so stale. I just checked out. So you know, I'm just checking the chat right now because I did go off on a little monologue for a second. So I never want to be accused of ignoring the chat, even though you guys have spear chuckers in there, but I'm not going to be accused of it. Let's see. Okay. So who said that? Okay, wait. Something about Biollante. Let's see. Biollante sounds like a Mexican supervillain, says Henry Bemis. It's a giant plant monster. It's pretty dope. Uh, Lord Benzinger says, I remember HBO Max's U.S. library showing some Toho Godzilla movies and Japanese movies. Um, yeah, Cinemax had the rights, the license to Godzilla vs. Biollante that summer through Harvey Weinstein's Miramax. No, actually not Cinemax, Miramax. It was Miramax that had the rights to Godzilla vs. Biollante for a few years. So when Sony came out with their Heisei collection on DVD in the late 90s, Biollante wasn't a part of that because Sony didn't have the license. It was still held by Miramax. It was tricky and complicated, but I was able to watch Biollante that summer because of it, and that was a glorious summer. So, um, do you have a baby Godzilla figure? Ask Finn's betting. Show the chat next to your face. No, now I'm not gonna show it because you're gonna make fun of me. You're gonna make fun of me. I would have shown it to you, but you're gonna make fun of me. So now I'm not gonna show you. So there you go. So now you gotta picture it, or something. Let me see. Mini necessity, says Oscar. Okay, Plunge Comics asks, is it me or the Duvik? I keep saying Duvik. I don't get it. Duvik is obsessed with Gojira. I bet he was wanting ship Kaiju Girl. Wait, ship what now? Hold on. He wanted to ship Kaiju Girl or something. Kaiju Girl Kame or something or other, or I don't know. Like, you mean this Kaiju Girl? Probably not, but I haven't used that intro in a minute, so let me check the chat more. Oscar says the anime was terrible. You know, I'm glad you said it because I felt it was. I think it's terrible too. I really think so. I just it was poorly done. The story was not good. The writing sucked. It was slow as hell. I was bored. I shouldn't have to watch a Godzilla anime and be bored by it. But I was bored by that shit. I checked out. I'm like, that's it. They're doing this whole thing with Godzilla terribly. Godzilla Earth is huge. Yeah, you know he's humongous, but it was not well designed. Like I saw the Godzilla figures based off the Netflix show, and I'm like, this shit is garbage. This shit was like crap. The Geno design, even though Geno's not necessarily Godzilla, but I prefer the Geno design over the Godzilla Earth design. So yeah, I went there. I did. Now I'm gonna get hate in the chat, and I'm like, you know what? Chuck your spears away, because I'm here for it. A lot of modern, to be honest, a lot of modern anime is lacking Side. I agree with that. I think a lot of it is boring and poorly animated. Once in a while, you'll get a gem from the flock, like for example, Demon Slayer. I saw the Demon Slayer anime, the movie, in the theater a few months ago, and I was blown away by its visuals. I was like, this is some beautiful visual storytelling. And then I'm watching the series right now, and every time I watch an episode of Demon Slayer, I get the urge to take out my pen and start drawing. So it's actually helping me draw or get some ideas actually for visual storytelling for the Pumpkin War Patch comics. So you're gonna see like a slight dynamic difference between the first issue of Pumpkin War Patch and by the time we get to issue 12. Um, but that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to see a progression. When you do a long form series, you're supposed to see a progression in both the art and the storytelling. So let's see. Have I caught up in the chat? I think I've caught up in the chat. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, I caught up. There's probably a few I missed, but okay. Max Panda says the issue I have with modern anime is that not all, but a lot of it is so super clean that it lacks the life and evidence of the artist's hands at work that was seen in Cowboy Bebop, Akira. You know what? That's funny you say that, Max Panda. You're right. It is too polished, and I think I noticed that, and I didn't know if it was me, but you're confirming it's not. It isn't a thing. Like the older anime was the colors were a bit more muted, but it was to its benefit, and it did feel like it was watching a handmade piece of cartooning. Now there's more computers used. There's a lot of 3D assets used, and I'm not against any of that, but the animation itself, like the movement, the fluidity of it, is definitely lacking for sure. It wasn't like it was back in the late '80s, early '90s when you had animes like Violence Jack and um, Diver, animes like that, or um, Fist of the North Star, Vampire Hunter D, those animes, Robot Carnival, um, Lily Cat. One of my favorite animes was Lily Cat. So you watch those and you see that anime now, and it's like, yeah, you could tell the slight difference, not just in the style, but the coloring, the animation. It's just, you know, that's why I can appreciate Demon Slayer because at the very least, you can see there's an attempt to like do some bold visual storytelling. The series not as much as the movies. The movies are like a different level. See, Gifford, I can do reviews. I can do critiques, Gifford. Eggs on you, Gifford. Eggs on you. Hot Studio says a lot of anime is wait, chat went fast. A lot of anime is drawn on computer. Too many clean lines and not enough little variations. I'm so glad you said that, Hothead. About the clean lines. I'm so glad you said that because once in a while I say to myself, "Am I doing a good thing when I'm inking my drawings? Like, am I too rough when I'm inking? Should I be a lot more polished? And I'm like, you know what? No, because in this day and age of AI, people want to see a little flaw in a drawing because they know that this was legit done by a human being. So I'm okay with the little flaws and as you call it, hothead, variations in the line. So when I look at my Pumpkin Warpatch comics, for example, I do notice like some variations in the line work and I try to be polished with it. I do try to um I do try to make it as clean as I can. But there are times when I do see that it's kind of rough, but I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's an independent comic book. Um, I can't show this page because it's got nudity, but it's an independent comic book, so you're allowed to have those imperfections in an independent comic book, regardless of what some people say. Let me make it so that you guys can see it clear. Regardless of what some people say, you can have some imperfections in a comic book because it's about the overall package. As long as you make an effort to get better. I've always been that. I've always been big on that, but I don't get too gay with like the pros and how it's gotta be all perfect and shit like that. Like no, get out of here with that shit. Will I be drawing anything tonight after the Shadowman? I don't know yet. That's a good question. I had my Cthulhu drawing to finish. I had to finish that, and I had to draw at least one Predator drawing because this Sunday I'll be at my drive-in theater and they're showing a 35 millimeter print of Predator. So maybe I have like some Predator merch on hand so I can make some money selling that off. So oh yeah, KSS says Dominion Tank Police. Yeah, Dominion Tank Police, Project AKO, Bubblegum Crisis. Those are the classic animes. Some of which I have not seen, so I got to get to it and see those. So that's on
What
my.
are you doing?
Well,
I'm trying to work. And I look down and I see KSS saying you're drawing the ire of the chat.
I'm talking to the chat.
You're breathing.
I can do that. I'm allowed to breathe. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. You know they don't like that.
I can do that.
Yeah, when you breathe.
I'm allowed to utilize the fossil fuels of this planet. I can do that.
Mm. Mm. I keep telling you to get prints for your artwork.
I will get to that.
I look down to type that into the chat,
Right.
and then I see his message, and then I find out you're over here breathing and talking.
I'm trying to answer Massapana.
Listen them all.
My top lieutenant Massapana left a special in the chat.
Maybe it's because there's only 13 likes and 23 people watching.
That's not good. See,
Maybe if you hit that like button, he won't quit pissing you off.
or just drop the spears and hit the like button. Maybe that's what it is. You got the spears in your hands. Drop your spears, hit the like button. That's how this goes. Massapana, it says, my sentiment went from I can't believe someone drew this in the '90s to I don't believe someone drew this in the current era. Yeah, that's kind of sad that we have to think like that now. Like now it's like, oh, this must have been a computer. This must have been a generator.
Finn's betting says you're not reading his.
I'm getting interrupted, Finn's betting. I'm getting interrupted, but I will get to y'all's chat. Like, trust me, I'll get to y'all's chat. But y'all typing fast, but it's a good. That's a good thing. I don't mind y'all typing fast. That's good. Active chat means active panel, and even though I'm the only one in the panel, but that's by design. Anyway, let's see. Okay. Vince Betting says Mr. Peanut Head. That's what you wanted me to read? Oh, draw Mr. Peanut. Oh, I see. Oh, no, it's not a monster, and honestly, it's not. It wouldn't be fun to draw. I like to challenge myself. I like to draw more complicated things because I do like to challenge myself. Maz Pena says, Eliza, keep doing what you're doing with the abundance of AI, 3D assets, drag and drop clip art, etc. It's refreshing to see anything that has organic, indie, and even outsider look to it. I got you, Mazepana. I got you. Don't worry. I ain't changing how I do things, so I got you there. Oscar says anime has been infantilized. 80s and 90s anime had more adult storytelling. Is isekai power fantasy haram trash. It was more. You're right. You know what? You're right. It was more adult oriented storytelling. Like it was more mature. Like even the more mature anime today has a bit of a childlike essence to it, and I noticed that even like with Demon Slayer, like there was a little bit of a childlike thing to it. It's like it's a show with a lot of gore, adult themes, but it totally feels like a kids cartoon. I mean, it's funny. Like I enjoy the humor in it, and I laugh a few times at it. But I have noticed that it back in the 80s and 90s, anime was more adult toned. It is lacking in our anime today. So yeah, it's a good catch there. Who said what's going on? Someone said what's going on. Who said that? Let me see. Oh, Sci-Fi Light. Sci-Fi is Light. Welcome to the stream. We were talking Jurassic Park, but now we're talking anime. So the chat is well, we got 25 people watching now. 24. Okay, well 20. That's a good number for me. That means I've hit the peak for my Monday streams. So shout out to the chat. And if you're not in the chat but you're lurking, shout out to the lurkers. Andrew Curry asked what you missed. You missed nothing. So there you go. There you go. You missed nada. Nothing. Okay. And Kansas is begging for color form. Kansas, are you a secret for Mita? Is that what it is? Are you a secret for Mita? Oh, there loves Cthulhu in the chat. Everybody loves Cthulhu. He says, he asks, has Elasma given out any agape this stream? Not yet, Cthulhu, not yet. The agape has not been given yet. It's been somewhat of a chill stream so far, so there has been a need to do any agapes. I just noticed my templates. I got the wrong template on. I'm supposed to have this template for the Monday Monster Moratorium. So there we go. The correct template is up now. So I can't believe I had a good conversation and I was showing the wrong template. So that's on me. So that's due to stress and trauma. So anyway, Claudette says, I feel like a lot of animation don't have a lot of artistic influences, which makes them feel samey, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's no variation in them because it's too formulated, too organized. That's why I like a lot of indie comics. I mean, I'm veering a little bit away from the monster stuff, but I'll just say this: a lot of indie comics tend to follow the image comic model of nice line drawings, and they all look the same, and therefore they all look bland and boring. So I'll see a comic that looks nicely drawn, but it's like I've seen the style before because Bob and Jim, Mary Crotch and Sniff and what have you are doing the same style of drawing, and it's like it's no variation. It's all boring to look at. That's why y'all only making 2,000-3,000 a comic because people have already seen it. You checked out. There's nothing there that stands out. Even if it's some snobbish artist, it looks like shit. The point is, if it doesn't stand out to the market, why would they give it a second look? If it has to stand out, and if it all looks the same, it's bland. And I think that's kind of the point with the modern anime. It's got that sameish look to it, and people check out. I was gonna say stop motion rule. I love stop motion. Yes, a lot of good dinosaur films in stop motion. Well, and we'll talk about it. Part of this, most artists are stuck in this hive mentality, borrowing mostly for themselves rather than looking to older artists and storytellers. And that's why I do what I do on my Thursday in the comic streams. I look to the older comic artists that uh, in the most simplistic styles were able to tell an effective story because they knew how to design their art. Yeah, it says as a last night, go on my good friend Jason's show. Tell me you will, so Angela will be upset when that you answered me and ignored her. I didn't. Okay, I will go on his show. I said I will. Okay, Angela says, my last man. When are you going to go on Topicless on Tuesday nights? You said you would do that. Okay. My mind is kind of like I'll say yes to something and then unless I jot it down, I might forget. I'm not
Pin on Lady Shadowban.
I'm not planning on anything tomorrow evening, so put me down for that show tomorrow evening. I'm gonna go in. If I don't go in the panel, I'll go in chat regardless. I'll hang out there. Just shoot me a note. Feel free to tag me on X when you post a link, and I'll share the link, and that'll be my cue to get on there. So I'm gonna keep my word on that. All right. So I will be on Bascom's stream topicless, and I'm gonna hang out, and I'll make that my second home away from these spear chuckers. So yeah. Lady Shadowban's asking if I'm drawing something. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. Like, I'm not gonna draw a dinosaur because I already drew a dinosaur. I can only draw enough dinosaurs to be like, it's um you know the point of me drawing, aside from it being fun, is to be able to sell it. But I do have my Cthulhu drawing I gotta finish. I did most of it. I just gotta just do the backdrop, and then I'll have that Cthulhu drawing finished. So I do want to finish.
For Samuel.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what to draw. But KSS says, you're welcome, Angela Curry. If you really want his attention, start your comment with stupid chat. As Andrew puts on the link to Jason's channel, Topicless, Unhinged Entertainment. Actually, let me go there now. Let me make sure that I have I have it all linked. So yeah, I'm already subscribed. I already got the all but hit. Does he have anything planned for tomorrow? Nothing set up yet. I see though that he has a thumbnail 12 days ago for the man who laughs. No, it's an old silent movie that was allegedly the inspiration for the creation of the Joker, DC Comics. So yes, I'll be there more, and I'm gonna do my due diligence. All right. All right, you guys are happy now? You happy? You good? We're good? Fine. Okay. So 93, Jurassic Park came out. Um and I had read the books. So I already knew the books, details, everything. So I already knew that after I see the movie there's gonna be comparisons in my head between what I read in the book versus what I saw in the movie. And the obvious difference is the character deaths. Um Even though the character deaths in the movie were somewhat shocking, they were B-list characters. They weren't the A-list characters in this book that were killed off. And there was controversy over Ian Malcolm's character because he was left with a mortal wound in the first book. It was left on open-ended whether or not he actually died. But he comes back in the second book, Lost World, so that answers that question. But that was because he survived in the film. So because he survived in the film, Michael Crichton made sure to write him in the Lost World, the novel, as he was the main character. So, but there was one. I remember the book opening uh, in a similar fashion, the way it opened in Lost World with a family on the beach. There was a little girl there and these little small dinosaurs, and the book was a bit more graphic with it, but how the dinosaurs attacked the girl. That's how the Lost World opens, somewhat, and not the Lost World, the Jurassic Park, the novel. I gotta read it again so I can really get the details fresh in my head. But um, yeah, the movie was for all intents and purposes family friendly. Still intense. PG-13 was well earned. Um, it was an intense film. I remember sitting next to my sister when we watched it, and the scene where the Tyrannosaurus Rex lunges at the kids in the Jeep. My sister's next to me screaming her lungs out and begging to leave, and I'm thinking, people would think we were watching The Exorcist, like, but she was screaming her head off when we watched that scene, and I still remind her to this day about it. And I give her shit for it. So but yeah, it convinced her that she was watching a live Tyrannosaurus Rex on screen going after these two kids. So it shocked the hell out of her. But but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the dinosaur scene. This is actually the standard for how CGI should have been used. I think Hollywood got the wrong message. They saw the CGI, they said, okay, this is gonna be the new thing we use. And like, no, CGI is meant to be a complement to the practicals. Like at least a good 50 or 60% of the dinosaur scenes were practical effects, animatronics, puppetry. They were still doing that in this movie, and it looks really good. The lighting serves it, and it just does a good job with it. The shot with the Tyrannosaurus Rex when he's looking at Ian Malcolm and Dr. Grant, and then he looks away, and then he's charging towards the kids. That was a combination of the practical when the Tyrannosaurus Rex is lowering his head at Ian Malcolm and Grant. That's a life size mock up of the Tyrannosaurus Rex's head with animatronics and everything. And then when he lifts his head out of the shot, we cut to not cut. The shot moves up, and then we get the full CGI body of the Tyrannosaurus Rex walking towards the kids. I'm like, that's perfect. That was a great mash of both practical effects and CGI. But not today. That whole thing would have been done completely with CGI, and it's like we're missing the magic there. So anyway, let me check the chat. Andrew Curry has stupid chat. It says, draw a raptor with feathers. Oh, no, I'm not doing a raptor with feathers. First of all, that won't sell, number one. Number two, well, I don't know. Maybe it would sell. I don't know. I'll think about that one. Raptor with feathers. KSS says, the man who laughs is just basically drawing the Joker, and it's not a horror, and he's not a monster. Wait, chat went fast. Hold on. Okay. He's just a disfigured guy. Why not just draw a midget? A chunky midget. Um, no comment. Andrew says the book was too technical for me. I couldn't get into it. Well, that's because with Crichton, he wants to get into the science part. Like there's a lot of science in the book to help give you the backdrop for why creating these dinosaurs was believable. So I get that. Some people may not, but for me, it was like, okay, this makes. I was like, this makes sense. Of course, this is a real thing. You can make dinosaurs come to life with that. Who didn't think about this? But now 20, right? I'm 48 now, so I'm like, yeah, well, that's why they call it science fiction. Um, let's see, Jurassic Park and Westworld were both Michael Crichton stories. Do you think he had a bad experience at Disneyland or Epcot? Either a bad experience or he was heavily inspired by them. But it's funny how Westworld and Jurassic Park are the same story. It's both are theme parks, both have many attractions that are just you know miraculous creations, and they both turn on the creators. It's interesting how they both are the same story. The practical effects were better than the CGI, says Oscar. I agree. I thought the CGI in the movie was solid, but that's because the practical effects took the show. And the practical effects were very good. The animatronics were great. As a matter of fact, I lament this, even though I'm not a fan of the movie, but I watch it once in a while, especially now that I have the riff tracks. I watch it once in a while. But Gino, there were scenes that were shot with a man in the suit for this, and I'm like, that would have been so much better to see the man in the suit with this, and then use the CGI as a compliment. I would have loved to have seen that, to see the man in the suit and crumpling the miniatures and combination with the CGI. That would have been dope. But they didn't do that. They instead just opted for all CGI. Just like they did there was a movie. I forgot what movie it was. Oh, The Thing. It was the Thing prequel. The Thing prequel, or as one my good friend Rambo Rifle would say, The Thing pre-cum. Um, the monster scenes were done with practical effects, but in post production, they substituted all the practicals for CGI, and it looks kind of silly. Um, why they did that, I don't know. It's kind of messed up they did that, but that's again they missed the mark on that. Mazepana asked, "Did that preteen girl defeat the Velociraptor with a cheerleader kickflip like in the Lost World novel, or in the Lost World novel?" That's the only thing I can't say about the movie. Other than that, I love it. No, that's a Spielberg thing. That was a Spielberg thing. Spielberg does like those mushy little like cute little things like that. Harkening back to like the Goonies and shit like that. Um, Michael Crichton doesn't do crap like that. That was totally a Spielberg um thing, niche, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, a lot of CG is not fake looking, says Hothead. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's some of it. The early 2000 CG was good. 2026 CG is a hit or miss, a complete hit or a complete miss. No in betweens. Bats is asking, "Where's my udder drawing? You better not raccoon him." What udder? What? Oh, you mean the Uther? Oh, sorry, you did always mean the Uther. Yes, Uther from World of Warcraft. That's in the horizon. That I will have to get challenged on that because that would be a good drawing to have for my con vendoring. So I'm gonna do it Uther because I'm sure in these Comic Cons that I do, there's a World of Warcraft fan there somewhere. A Warcraft fan is there and he's gonna see and say, "Hey, I want that," and I'm like, "It's yours." So yeah. Okay, let's see here. Shout out to the chat. You guys are on fire tonight. I guess that's a good thing. KS says, "Last man, hear me out. Jurassic Park versus Westworld. Cowboys versus dinosaurs of the 21st century." If Crichton was alive, I'm sure someone would have said to him, "Dude, make this happen. You can do this." That would have been, you know what? That would have been something. Cowboys and dinosaurs and cowboys, yeah. But I don't know what the estate will do, but honestly, I wouldn't trust that idea with Hollywood. So there you go. You know, yeah. Just we can only think about it. We can only imagine what it would have been like. Speaking of updating film with CGI, says Mazepana, I absolutely despise the updated 1995 Ghost in the Shell movie called 2.0, where they animate over vehicles, buildings, etc. with CGI. It looks worse. Like, why? Yeah, why do you do that? That is weird. Wait, now we're talking about the anime movie? Is that what we're talking about? Because if they did that, that's stupid. Like, why would they? Yeah, if they did that, that is dumb. Wow, that's pretty stupid. Hmm. Well, that annoys me. Now that I think about it, that really does annoy me. But, okay, so yeah, I just clicked on a link. Punch Comics put a link in the chat for a trailer for a Kickstarter dinosaur movie. So um, can't be doing a lot of links right now, especially when I'm doing OBS. But we have a Zayd Comics sighting in the chat. He says, "I'm starting my show. Goodbye." Okay, if I'm still streaming, if I get off and you're still streaming, I'll do a raid. I'll send my chat over to yours for a raid. So there's that. Uh, Kissifus says, "Cool. Still got to see Primitive War. I keep forgetting to and really wanted to check that out." Yeah, I just found out about Primitive War last week. A dinosaur film set in the Vietnam War. Like, good night. I'll pay to see that. Um, so I gotta check that out. People that I know who've seen it said it's fun. So I'm sold. Primitive War. I'll check it out. Let's see here. Scroll down. Plunge Comments talking about his dinosaurs of the Wild West. Okay, let's see. The last that gave me a wrench, I post a link. The YouTube video called Just One Kiss by Simpkins. Just One Kiss. Okay. There's only one KSS in the chat, and he's a spear chopper. I don't want any more KSSs. You guys need to put your spears down and be nice to me because we're having a good conversation, a good chat. I don't need this crap from anybody today. Not for you people. But here's one of my dinosaurs. This is not a Jurassic Park figure, but ever since Jurassic Park, they've been doing more dinosaur figures or figurines that are like similar to the dinosaurs in the movie, and it's like it's good to see that. It's good to see that. So I buy more of these dinosaur figures. Um, I got some Tyrannosauruses in the bin there, but I don't want to move those stuff in the way for now. We're still in the middle of what do you call it? Something or other. But I have one official Jurassic Park figure that I have not taken out of the box yet. It's my Nigrosaurus. I have my Nigrosaurus. I still have him in the box. I didn't take him out yet, but it's funny how like they made him look like a D word dinosaur. It's weird. And I've been debating if I should take it out of the box or not, and if I should just enjoy it, play with it, or just sell it. I haven't decided. But I love the craftsmanship of the Jurassic Park toys. Like, this is what I was missing as a kid. But I don't care how old I am, I'm still gonna buy it. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, that's my Nigosaurus. Um, Raptor loves hen confirmed. Oh, Asuka, damn. For once, a spear not aimed at me. Damn. Jeez, where did that come from? That is keep it in the box. So I guess I'll keep it in the box. Sure, sure. For now, I guess what other people got to say. But yeah. Mm. That's actually the. Although I also have a smaller dinosaur figure from the Jurassic Park line. Let me see if I can get it. I think it's here. Actually, I got a couple. Hold on. I do have a couple. Is this official? I think this is an official Jurassic Park too. Let me see. See if I can find it. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so I got this character. I don't know which dinosaur it is, but this is a Jurassic Park dinosaur. See, it does the little dance, the little head bob. See, so I got this guy. It's pretty. It's one of their made-up dinosaurs for the later Jurassic Park show or something like Jurassic Camp or whatever it is. So it's one of their made-up dinosaurs. So this one, and then the Dimetrodon figure. This one's pretty cool. I like Dimetrodon. Dimetrodon's not a dinosaur, at least not according to like science. It's more of like a Triassic period. Going by their studies, the Triassic period reptiles before they became dinosaurs in the Jurassic period. So, like as a kid, when I used to read a lot into like the paleontologist theories and all that shit, they talked about like the three periods of dinosaurs. Like the Triassic period, in which they weren't really dinosaurs; they were just reptiles that were going to become dinosaurs. And then there was a Jurassic period where you had like the Stegosauruses and the Allosauruses and the Ramphorhynchus, among others. And then the what is it? The Cretaceous period, which is where you get the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Triceratops and the Brachiosauruses. It's funny because like Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs featured in Jurassic Park in the first movie are all from the Cretaceous period. It's weird. Like in the second or the third film is when you see a Stegosaurus. You actually get to see a dinosaur from the Jurassic period in the movie. But no, all the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park are from the Cretaceous period. So it's kind of interesting. I guess Jurassic Park sounded much more fun than Cretaceous Park. So I can't fault Crichton for that. But going by the theories of evolution, which I don't, but just going by that, calling it Jurassic Park when the dinosaurs are from the Cretaceous period is not accurate. But I'm debating fiction here, so anyway, wait, who said what? Wait, will AI? Oh, will Al finally see what he's drawing with glasses? I always do. I always do. That is all dinosaurs are made up. Okay, so let me give you my take on that. Okay, so all dinosaurs are made up. I think there are some that are made up. Like for example, the Brontosaurus for a long time was considered a dinosaur until some scientists figured out that no, we kind of got the bones wrong, so the Brontosaurus never existed, kind of thing. I do believe like Apatosaurus style dinosaurs existed. Because one is described in the Bible in the book of Job, uh, behemoth, and the description fits a brontosaurus or an apatosaurus. And you got people in the Congo in Africa who have seen this creature called Vocally Mbembe, and they swear it exists, even though like every expedition that we send over there doesn't come up with any evidence of it, but they swear it exists, so it's possible. Um, and there are Christian missionaries who gone to Thailand who've talking to the natives there, and the natives have described animals or reptiles that resemble the pterosaurs, and it's fascinating. Like when you go out of the confines of accepted science, there you learn about the dinosaurs and their existence in the world and how it relates to what you would consider biblical history, and it goes back to Noah's Ark before before the flood when the world was different, the climate in the world was different, and there was uh what is it? So it was described that every creature back before the flood was bigger than they are now because of the oxygen levels in time. So lizards or reptiles are the only as far as I know, they're the only creatures that when they get older, they still continue to grow. So if you took like let's say you took a lizard and that lizard grew to be 100 years old, it could grow to be the size of a house because of how long, of them continuing to grow in their age. Now you put that in a world where the oxygen levels are like 2 or 3 times the level that we have now, where everything grows bigger because of the oxygen levels. You're talking massive animals. So I do believe dinosaurs existed, but not in the way we think they existed. Like uh, Triceratops, there are Triceratops style lizards that exist today in this world, but they're small, like like handheld small. But they did exist back then. Um, Apatosauruses existed. You know, again, going back to the Book of Job, I, that they described the creature that resembled a brontosaurus, or an apatosaurus, I should say. Um, but the word dinosaurs wasn't in the lexicon of our language until the late 1800s when some lady found these fossil bones, and that began the massive wave of fascination with dinosaurs that continued to this day. Let's see. Let me just continue on here. And we also have evidence of dinosaurs thanks to Lord Raptor Jesus, because he's a short arms guy who doesn't know how to stream anymore. So there you go. I'm gonna get shit for that. I know. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna. Headset says Raptor saw my notes, nearly a 5 hour long stream and no real content. Who streams 4-year-old videos and reacts like they're new? Followed with 2 more hours of renowned zero in Japan. Okay, so KSS, and I gotta talk to Raptor about this. But last night I streamed, right, for about 4 hours. Holy fucked up my sleeping schedule, by the way. But anyway, I streamed for 4 hours, right? We did no EFAPs. Think about this. We did no EFAPs. We talked about some things, but we did no EFAPs. We were talking about the current state of stuff. We were engaging with the chat. We had up to about 50 live viewers. For me, that's big. If I had Raptors reach, I would have had 150 live viewers without EFAPing anything. We kept it. We actually had a conversation with the chat, but talked about topics, and we offered some very exciting opinions, you could say. Uh, and physical abuse, that's right. She wants to throw into physical abuse. So we had a bunch of people in the chat that were into that violence, but we did it without e-fapping a single video. So I want to impose on Raptor that there's a way to transition from the EFAPs and still produce content that people will come and see because they want to hear what you got to say. Um, so I think my experiment last night was, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. I'm like, yeah, you know what? We had up to 55 viewers watching and not a single EFAP. We might be onto something. But that's a whole other discussion. Oscar says dragons are better than dinosaurs. Well, I believe dragons existed. You had all kinds of cultures back in days of antiquity that were writing about dragons. You know, the medieval times, the ancient China, um, South American culture, writing about these dragons, fire breathing lizards. I believe they existed. As a matter of fact, in the Book of Job again, they talk about this creature Leviathan, who the smoke coming out of its nostrils. That was a fire breathing dragon. I believe they existed. They just, if we're talking like pre-flood or post-flood stuff, you gotta look at things from a pre-flood and post-flood stuff. The dinosaur fossils were where they were because with the way the floods were and how they violently just changed the landscape of the geography of the planet, those that remained on land were buried under tons of debris. And that's how you get all these animals fossilized in the ground like that. And this is not just me saying, this is NASA scientists, many of whom were evolutionists, who, and you can look this up, they talked about like the Mars canyons, and their theory for why the Mars canyons are the way they are is because of great floods. But if you ask about the canyons here, they call it erosion. Which, by the way, erosion contradicts the landmass, the layers of mass growing. Is it erosion or is it the land the what they call the fossil record? You know how like the layers continue to pile up on each other. Well, that kind of flies in the face of erosion. So which is it? Is it erosion or is it layer upon layer? So like, they don't want you asking questions. See, now we're getting to a little thing, little um, controversy about the science world. The creationists versus the evolutionists. Um, and one day I'm gonna do a deep dive on that because there's information about there about the science community blocking caves in places like Europe with information that could totally subvert the quote unquote fossil record and prove the fossil record to be bullshit. So there's oppression of information there. So I one day I'm gonna do a deep dive on that because it's fascinating the how much scientists, especially evolutionists, are burying information and they can't handle when you ask the questions. Like for example, we go into chromosomes and how like, oh, the higher the chromosome level, the more advanced the species is. But then it's like, well, tobacco has high chromosomes on certain animals, so tobacco's not, so like that's not a real scientific metric. So a lot of questions you can go on that. Okay. Mazapana says, Alasma, did you ever see those old Jurassic Park comic books from the 90s? I had. I never got them, but I have. My younger brother had them, and I have nostalgic memories of flipping through those things. You know what I have nostalgic memories of, Mazapana? The Sega Genesis Jurassic Park game. Like, I played that game every day religiously for a good month and a half when I got it in that summer of '93. That was fun as hell, that Jurassic Park game. So, yeah. Andrew Curry says the Creation Museum had an exhibit that dinosaurs are dragons that survived the flood. Yeah, the term drag. So it all goes back to the meaning of the words. Like the word dragon existed in the Bible, but so did the word whale. And the word whale didn't just mean like what we call the blue whales or the hunchback whales. No, the word whale meant large creature when it was translated in the 1600s. With the Bibles. It meant large creature. So if you look at what animals were described in the Bible, you can tell when it's referring to a creature that we would think to be a dinosaur. Um, so yeah, dinosaurs existed. It's just science has totally messed with a lot of the available information to create the illusion of a world that did not exist. Like the world that they claim existed with the primordial soup, the organic soup that led to the evolution of the beginning of life, like that. There's no evidence for any of that. There's no evidence for the Big Bang theory. No evidence for any of that. It's all theories that they're pushing as scientific fact. And here's the other thing too: is that's illegal. I don't know if you know this, but there are state laws where you cannot publish in the school textbooks science information and pass it off as fact because because the textbooks are funded with taxpayer money. So when they push evolution as scientific fact or whatever, they're actually breaking the law. Now, who's going to enforce it? I mean, good night. That's how you're going to do that. But it's a thing, though. It is a thing. Um, KSS says, Aladdin, there were only 4 dinosaurs when my good friend Asuka was growing up. Grimlock, Snarl, Slag, and Sludge. Speaking of Grimlock, yes, I got my Grimlock figure right here. This is based off the color scheme is based off the 1990s Generation 2 re-release of Transformers. Um, I would have preferred the gray, but the blue's nice. I like the blue on this one. And yeah, he transforms into the robot. Um, but yeah, I love this figure. So I'm a big Grimlock fan. To show further that I'm a Grimlock fan, I got from the mid 90s, early 2000s, the PVC releases of Grimlock from the Transformers line. So I got it right here. So yeah, so I am a Grimlock fan. Totally. Oh, wait, I'm dropping my shit. Give me 1 second here. Um, there we go. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, Violent Comic has what dinosaurs breathe fire? I mean, there's a lot of animals pre-flood that we'll never know existed. I'm gonna say that I guarantee there are species of animals that we'll probably never learn about outside of what's recorded in time. So I'm pretty sure there are species of giant lizards that breathe fire. Kind of like how we have species of frogs that combust. So there are species of animals today that do, have like a little fire breathing thing with their nostrils and mouth, or they are able to like create um, sparks, I guess you could say. Hmm. What kind of pills are you taking when you see these dragons? I haven't seen these dragons like zombie. They don't exist today. Like what? I'm of the belief that they're extinct, and we don't have them anymore. Again, the pre-flood world was a different time back then than it is now. It's a different time then. Let me see. Let me scroll down more. Okay, Mads Panda says, I think it helps that you've established yourself as a YouTuber who focuses mainly on actually producing content, comics, documentaries, entertainment, commentary, etc., instead of e-fapping. That's a good point. And the thing is, like, I've tried to avoid the e-fapping because not that there's anything wrong with it. Let me make it clear. There's nothing wrong with e-fapping. There are people that want to see some bullshit get corrected. So I'm one of those. I like to see bullshit get corrected. So I'm all for a good e-fap. But that's the thing. It's got to be a good EFAP. It's got to be an EFAP with what's the word? An EFAP with intent. If you just put some random video up and EFAPing it, it's like that's boring, low energy, low content fuel. I'm totally just check out with shit like that. I'd rather just talk to the chat and give you some actual opinions of stuff and actually back it up, or at least just say, hey, it's my opinion. Could be wrong about some stuff, but whatever. Um, but no, you're right. I mean, I produce comics. I got Pumpkin War Patch. I got the Road Warrior Drake comics I'm working on right now. I got the news any day should be coming in about the Amazon link for the anniversary edition of Street Champion Road Warrior Drake. That should be coming in soon. The documentary. So yeah, I am producing. Um, I'm putting my money where my mouth is, as they say. So let me scroll down here for a second. Let's see here. Linkovich says Elasma thinks Raptor's a hack. Confirmed. Are you trying to split up between me and my good friend, Raptorical Linkovich? You ain't gonna do that because Rap ain't gonna believe your nonsense. And if he does, he's not gonna go at it. So you better not put that lie out there. We're good friends, he and I. Dare you? Andrew Curry says, I found a cool channel. I'll send you a Lazarus. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I'm always on the market for looking for new content to watch, and because I've been looking at a lot of like classic horror movies as of late, and listening to some music and avoiding a lot of the comic skate shit because it's just dead. It's worthless. Um, let's see. Scroll down more. Shout out to the chat. Hail to the chat. Okay, let's see. The Sega Genesis Jurassic Park game is good. It's like, yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed the Sega Genesis Jurassic Park game. That was some fun times. Some fun times. Let's see. Jolly Green says D words are in the Bible. Are they? I gotta find out. I don't. Anyway. Let's see. Were there witching in the prehistoric era? Witching? I don't know what that means. Um, I can't answer because I don't know what that means. Um, Nose ring theory is real. Trust the scientist Oscar. Okay. Dino witches. Oh, dino witches. That's a question for Raptor to answer. I think he's got PTSD for a reason. I'll leave it at that. Real Steve Larry says you got to check out Eric Dubai's books and documentaries, Lasma. I think you'll find them most intriguing. Yeah, I'll check him out. I'll definitely check him out. Eric Dubai. I said Dubai. I meant. Let me just type it in the search engine so that I don't forget to check it out. Um. Oh, cool. He does all the science stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check him out. Because I used to listen to a lot of what's his name? Uh, Ken Hovind. I used to listen to a lot of Ken Hovind. In the recent years, unfortunately, his life's taken a turn. So people don't like to go to him because of that. But I looked to his earlier stuff, and you can find a lot of creation scientists that align with that and put out all the evidence and so forth. But yeah, it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, and it really made me appreciate reading the Old Testament books because there's a lot of science in those books that they're afraid to talk about. But anyway, let's see. How many toy boxes do you have? I have very few toy boxes. I very few, but the ones I do have, I have for a reason because they're cool to have. But I usually don't keep toy boxes, even though some of them are designed nicely. But honestly, I'm trying to like, what do you call it? I'm trying to scale down my possessions a bit. So like I'm going through books that I've read and I'm asking myself, do I want to keep them or do I want to give them away or sell them? So, I've been going through that. So let's see. Okay. I'm trying to catch up in the chat. Okay. I don't like Blue Grimlock. Nope, not one bit, says KSS. Well, that was all they had at GameStop at the time, but again, it's better than no Grimlock. I'm cool with that. I would have bought the gray one if they had the gray one, but I'm good with the blue one. It brings back memories from when I used to have the Generation 2 Grimlock back in 1992. Oscar says there's a YouTuber called Matt Rhodes doing a graphic novel about Noah and the pre-flood world called Dead Gods. It looks really cool. All right, cool. I'll try to remember to check it out if that's the case. Uh, Lunch Comics is sending me a link. He says he has this, but just a dinosaur. I don't know what that is, but uh, DM me the link because I don't want to click it right now because it'll take me off the OBS and then I don't want to. That's an Amazon link. Never mind. Okay, I'll check it out. What's that Amazon link? Let me see. Amazon link to something. Hold on. Let me go and take a look at it. Okay. Go to the site. Let's do this again. As it opens up, let me go ahead and. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, so yeah, you got the T-Rex dinosaur with I've seen this figure I think on in Walgreens. I may have seen this in Walgreens, but yeah, that reminds me of Dino Riders. You guys remember Dino Riders, the cartoon where like an alien faction, two warring factions crash out on prehistoric Earth, and they turn dinosaurs into like walking military vehicles. It's dope as shit. It was like one of the best toys ever made. The toys are so good that the Smithsonian Museum took the dinosaur figures and repurposed them as dinosaur figures for their dinosaur line. So that's how good those dinosaur figures were. They used to have the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Pteranodon of that line. Um, that's something that if NECA were to do, they'd make a lot of money with that because with the sculpting the way it is, it would just be awesome. Black Hat Cinephiles says, okay, hold on. Black Hat Cinephiles says, EFAS without separate content is just recycling someone else's content. Yes.
I want us to watch that. Yes, that was.
Gendy Tartovsky's. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, yes. Like this.
The storytelling is through the.
Right. Gendy's Tartov. Words are hard. Gendy Tartovsky's Primal. Yes. That's a series. That's an anime series. I gotta check it out. So it's wordless. So people that have a problem with words, that cartoon's up your alley. So
No, like it's so good. You understand.
yeah.
I watched like most of the first season when it first came out.
Okay, I'm just scrolling in the chat. Let's see. Okay, I did read Black Hat's invite. He's EFAPs without separate context is just recycling someone else's content. Yeah, that's why it's low effort content. I don't want to do streams like that because it's just wasting my time. And at the very least, like streams like this, there's a reason to stick around and engage and learn something. You know, whether me learning, you guys learning. I like those kind of streams. It's content that I can say has some kind of substance. And yes, Kaz, I'm trying to get you fired. You're trying to get me fired for a fake job I never had. But yes, I want you fired. Oh, show, fo. So yeah. Let's see, Hunt for Red October, Dead Calm, Mouth of Madness. I still got Dino Riders on VHS as Fascist Kirk. Yeah, actually, you can find that online. I think I found and I downloaded all 13 episodes of that Dino Riders cartoon. So that'll be fun to watch when I have time to watch it. Al Jelly Mats? What is Al Jelly Mat? What does that mean, Oscar? What does that mean, Oscar? Shaz says, damn it, Samuel lost his life and the dinosaurs took over the show. We're talking about Jurassic Park. He was in this. Dr. Grant. But guess what? Dinosaurs and people like talking about dinosaurs, okay? That's the thing. That's the great thing about shows like this is we have a topic and then it just deviates to something else, but it keeps the conversation interesting and going and it challenges people's minds. That's a good thing. Seriously, it's a good thing. It's an excellent thing. Let's see. Rapid doesn't have staples. Good joke. He can't use staples because he has short arms. Listen, get with the narrative. Just get with the narrative. But that's why I said earlier. For next week's show, it was either going to be In the Mouth of Madness or Event Horizon, and the chat said Event Horizon. So I'm going to watch Event Horizon with Lady Shadow Man, and we'll talk about it for next week's show. And continuing and honoring Sam Neill's memory. And then I'll do In the Mouth of Madness after that. We'll talk about that and all the cool monsters in that one. Oh, there's Lord Rap in the chat. He says, yes, Dino Riders was a dope show. Hail chat, hail last man. Checks in the mail. Ken says, who the fuck tried to fire my producer? That's a good question, Raptor. You got people in the chat that are gay-opping, Raptor. You gotta find them out right now because they're gay-opping you and they need to be stopped. So, you guys in the chat with your shields, hiding your spears, you're on alert. Raptor's in the case. You guys are on alert. Can't lie to my good friend Raptorical. You try, but you can't lie on him. No, sir, not one bit. Not one bit. So, but damn, I did wish I still had my Dino Rider toy. But you can actually find, well, as Plunge actually sent me the link to that Amazon, which he put in the chat, so you guys can see it too. You guys can check it out on your side. Just click on the link he posted, and go check it out for yourself. But they do make these dinosaur figures, like bootleg Dino Riders. Not like say taken from the mold, but like their own little dinosaur figures with their own bells and whistles, and they create a type of Dino Rider stuff. So you know. So yeah. Guys in the chat are so mad because I fire back. See, for once, I had the spears. I have the spears for once, and it pisses you off. Tough. Kansas. Kirk Fasci says, Event Horizon. That's the movie where Sam Neill says, where are we going? We don't need Raptor coins. I think that's the movie, yeah. That's where everybody says, you know what? Raptor coins ain't going to happen, so fuck it. We don't need it. So there you go. Totally. Raptor says, I'm going to put my best people on it. God have mercy on who's ever soul that tried to find my producer. You get on it, Raptor. You find out and let me know, and I will take a part in the hunting down of that person. You let me know. I'm on your back on this one. I got your back. So totally. Those aren't spears. Those are straight out staples as KSS. In some cultures, there are some pygmy cultures over in Africa or in some part of the NS here where you got these midgets that take these little staples and make weapons out of it. It happens. It's a real thing. Do I gotta show you? Do I gotta do a demonstration to show you? I'm not going to, but do I have to? I feel like I'm taking some like uh lessons in toy wrangling in my chat, and I shouldn't have to do that. I'm your host. I'm your Todd McFarlane. I shouldn't be anything else than that.
Are they being mean to you?
They're always being mean to me. Every time.
Josh, you're still talking.
What is that in your hand?
Which one?
The big plate.
My leftovers.
Uh.
Chinese.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah. 25 people watching. Shout out to the 25 that are watching. Shout out to the lurkers. Hopefully you guys are gaining something from this. So Matt C says, "Is this live?" Well, obviously it's live. I mean, it's good night where you're in the chat, so yeah, it is live. We were talking Jurassic Park, and we're talking quite a few other things too. So, it's got me the desire to reread the book. But yeah, in the day after Sam Neill had passed away, so I said, you know what? For today's stream, we'll do a Sam Neill tribute, a slight tribute. Probably continue for next week and the week after that, as we do Event Horizon and then In the Mouth of Madness. So I can get those 3 movies out. I can watch those 2 finally, and then offer my thoughts on it. No spoilers. Who you calling a pygmy, Kissy? I'm not that kind of Pock. I'm an average sized Pock. Coffee sounds good, baby. Thank you. I'm gonna short round Pock. I'm an average sized Pock. Bring your Pocks, Kissy, before you start doing misguided racism. I want focused racism, not misguided racism. Yes, baby, I do. Yes. Oscar says, "Trust me, bro." Yeah, 100%. Trust me. I don't steer people wrong. I steer nobody wrong. Let's see here. Oh boy. Correct fact says, "Wait, Sam Neill is dead?" Yeah, he died. Yeah, it came out last night. He passed away. He passed away overnight. Yeah, Sam Neill is no longer with us. He passed away at 78, I think it was.
I had no idea he was that old.
Yeah, I didn't either. But apparently he's going to be in the Godzilla X Kong Supernova film. That's apparently his last film. So how it goes back to full circle, because we talked about Godzilla films before. So he's going to be in the upcoming Godzilla X Kong Supernova film, his last movie. So when that movie comes out, obviously I'll watch it. Hopefully it'll be better than the other Godzilla X Kong. Although the last Godzilla X Kong movie didn't have any Godzilla scenes in it, but it was a solid monster movie. I think I like that one better than Godzilla X Kong. It's funny because I remember Godzilla X Kong being like a historic thing. It was great seeing those 2 finally in the same movie again, and it's like underwhelmed at the end of it. But then Godzilla X Kong happened. Godzilla um, X Kong: The New Empire happened, and I enjoyed that. So that was I was like, okay, needing more Godzilla scenes, but I'll accept it. It's fine. Sure. Um, Cass says Hawk equals pygmy owned channel. Huck's on you. I am not joking. No, who's drunk with power? Wait, what? Who you calling drunk with power, Lord Raptor? I'm on your side. I'm on your side, Raptor. He called. I am the chosen. I am your Tom McFarlane. I am your Tom McFarlane, Raptor. So I am the chosen, 100%. So we gotta find who gave up against you, and we're gonna put them to rest, Raptor. You and me. We're gonna be a team on this one. He was in a TV show Invasion on Apple TV. That sucks, dude. Rest in peace, Sam Neill. Yeah, he's gone.
You should ask everyone in chat what their first time seeing Jurassic Park was. Like, where were they? I see it in theater, or was it much later?
Well, I'll probably segue to that. I'll probably try to. I'm pretty sure most people in the chat saw Jurassic Park for the first time in the theater. Were you guys like me and you just like, no, we're gonna see this movie in the theater? Or were there any of you who were lazy and waited till it got on TV? Which one of you waited till it got on TV to watch it?
I saw it in theater with my Aunt Becky. She rests in peace.
Yes. Yeah. So I saw.
Yes. And we were so like, I needed to go to the bathroom so bad, but I didn't want to miss any of the movie. And my aunt was like terrified.
Oh, so she was terrified too.
Yeah.
Like my sister Claudia, who was very extremely terrified. Yeah.
Flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so awesome. It's one of my favorite memories.
I can relate to that. Yeah,
Well,
totally.
because it was with my nephew.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
Lord Vinzinger says, I'm not a fan of Godzilla X Kong either. Who MCU is for my taste? I'll take Toho Godzilla than the MonsterVerse movies. I mean, I enjoy Godzilla King of the Monsters, and I do enjoy Godzilla X Kong Supernova. I mean, Supernova, New Empire. So I did enjoy that, and I enjoy some parts of Godzilla X Kong. It's just, you know, what?
Your cat.
Yeah. Well, good night. Lady Shelba made me coffee, and guess what? She made me coffee in my Jurassic Park mug. Look at that. I totally forgot I have a Jurassic Park mug. So yeah. So there we go. So again, it all comes in full circle. See how it is like poetry, it rhymes? There you go. Okay, we got some comments in the chat about their experiences. Naz Panda says, I definitely saw all three of the original Jurassic Park movies in the theater. My aunt took me to see the first one. I was way too young. My parents never would have taken me to it, so ha ha ha. Nice, nice. Kirk Fadge says, my dad took me to a drive-in theater to see Batman Returns, and I spent the entire time watching Jurassic Park on the other screen back when we had drive-in theaters. Well, we have drive-in theaters here, so I can see drive movies at the drive-in theater anytime now. So I love drive-in theaters. I absolutely love. Yeah, if they do Jurassic Park over there, I'll go check it out. I'll bring my Godzilla figure and one of my dinosaurs, and I'll go check it out with Lady Shadow Man. We'll just have a good old time there. I actually okay, so I actually downloaded. This was on X. Somebody was putting the links to these movies on X. I downloaded a 35 millimeter print of Jurassic Park, and it looks superb. Like movies on the 35 millimeter look from the actual 35 millimeter scans, they look better than on Blu-ray or DVD because they actually stay true to the color palette of the original movie. Because you find with Blu-ray and DVD, they brighten up too much, and it just makes it look artificial. But it looks so organic on film. So I found that 35 millimeter copy. Like, okay, I gotta make a DVD out of that because I mean, I have the official Jurassic Park movie, but what I'm saying is I could also download that 35 millimeter, which I did, and make a DVD out of that. That'll be fun to have. Let's see. Angela Curry says I saw JP in the theater. Okay, let's see here. Benzinger says I admit I do like 2014 Godzilla King Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters, but Godzilla X Kong not for me. Yeah, it was more of a hype thing, and it was the first major blockbuster film after the lockdowns. So there's that, but I would have done something better with that movie. I didn't like Godzilla getting his ass beat up by Mega Godzilla. That was like fuck off with that. So anyway, Andrew Curry says when I saw it years later in an outdoor theater, it still killed the shit out of me. Nice. Okay. My dad laughed at me because the T Rex jump scared me. The T Rex jump scare got me in the cinema. Says Oscar. Yeah, got a lot of people, especially my sister. And it was just like I was watching. I was just thrilled. I was like, "Damn, this is freaking awesome." Raptor says, I saw Jurassic Park in theaters on a church trip, and the rest is history. Yeah, you ended up with a show, and you actually took the name of Raptor and you claimed it as yourself. You usurped the name of Raptor, Lord Raptor. You took it. Are you paying Michael Crichton for the? Well, he's dead, so you can't. Anyway, never mind. Strike it from the record. It's fine. Let me see. Okay, Lord Vindigus. I can admit to liking some of the world building for the MonsterVerse, like kaiju secretly living in the planet for a long time. Yeah, there were some good ideas in there. I think they hindered themselves with a little bit too much grounded realism. They need to just go balls to the wall, and they did probably have a better product. Yeah, it says Angela Curry dated Dirk Benedict at the original Battlestar Galactica and A Team in 1978. Relax. She was 31 years old at the time. Oh damn, how old is she now? Damn kid, are you seriously doxing Angela's real age? Holy crap! You. We got some person in the chat. He says hello, Lazma. Hello, some person. Good to see you there. Good to see you there. Ooh. Awesome having you here. Where are we at right now with live viewers? We're at 28. 28 live viewers, and even I'm like, wow. Let's see. Okay, Kirk Fashion says Michael Crichton books are awesome. Most of the books are better than the movies. Sphere Timeline, Jurassic Park, Andromeda Strain, Lost World. Yeah, speaking of which, Kirk, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was showing off my hardcover Barnes Noble exclusive Jurassic Park and Lost World book. And I'm gonna read this. After I'm done with the Iliad and Odyssey, maybe I'll get to start. Maybe I'll start reading this next. So I said I do want to reread the Jurassic Park book again and just like picture in my head what it would have been like if it was done exactly like in the book. So that'd be fun. I got after I'm done streaming, I'm gonna walk away from this computer and just sit down and read and just try to balance my time with reading and world building in my head and refueling my creative juices. So when I do my books, I have something to work with and be inspired by. Let's see. Okay. Correct fashion. I have that same book. I got mine at Costco in 1995. Um, that's impossible. Wait, is it? Wait, when did Lost World come out? Hold on. When did Crichton's Lost World come out? And you could have had this same exact book because this is the Barnes Noble's exclusive. Well, let's see. When did Crichton's Lost World come out? Okay, September 19th. Okay, so it came out in September 1995. Okay, all right, all right. So it was published in 95. I was thinking 97 because that's when the film came out, but obviously it takes a year or two after the book comes out for the movie to be made. So yeah, 95 checks out. Okay, so that checks out, Kirk. That checks out. Let's see here. Lord Raptor says be inspired by greatness and not pancakes on a stick. Hail, brother. Hail to you. Hail to you. I don't know what that means, but sure, I'll take it. I'll take it, Raptorical. I'll take it. So yeah. Lunch Comics. I'm gonna go back to watching Reptile. It stars Benicio del Toro, Justin Timberlake. It sounds like an asylum film. I don't know. I don't trust asylum movies. Asylum films are pretty bad. So yeah. Okay, it says I read the Arthur Conan Doyle Lost World. I haven't read that. One day I would like to. I have the original silent film from 1925. Love watching it. I gotta watch it again. I love that movie. The original Lost World from 1925. Silent film. Lost film. That was an awesome movie. It's just going back in time and watching the old movies and the magic of cinema back then. It's just and then go back in your head to like how the people back then reacted to the special effects. It's always fun to do. It's great to have your imagination do stuff like that. Matt C says a lot of it could read the brand of a flea's underpants with those glasses. Not sure if this is live. It's called a live stream for a reason, Matt C. Hello, good night, bonsoir. Enjoy my coffee with my Jurassic Park cup. Huh. Link says, I hope that's decaf in the cup. Elasma is already too high strung. This is actually not decaf, but I've drunk decaf before. I used to avoid decaf for decades. And then when I used to be a CNA, I accidentally served myself a cup of decaffeinated coffee. And I remember saying to myself, this tastes different, but I like it. And then when I found out it was decaf, I'm like, it tastes good. It tastes different, but it tastes good. I guess I don't mind decaf, but would I prefer caffeinated? Sure. Why not? I prefer it. I didn't think I was going to stream tonight because of the light stream that I did last night, but it's like, let me go on tonight to stick to my schedule. And I'm glad I did because we had a pretty interesting conversation. I feel like when I do a Monday Moratorium stream, if I'm not drawing and I don't have much to offer in terms of commentary, I'm just staring into the wind and just looking into the chat. And I'm like, I'd rather not. I'd rather have something to offer. But I think you guys in the chat have been very inspired. And let's be honest, we came to this space to be inspired, right? We came to this space to get inspiration, the love of storytelling, the love of our characters, the birth of new characters, new stories, new ideas. Um, but it's good to go back to the things that inspired us before, like with me, like pulling out the magazine with the toy reviews, which begat my entire Godzilla collection to this day. and then going to GFan and all that stuff. And it's fun to talk about. It's fun to go back and revisit that stuff. So I'm glad I was able to. Okay, it says, Elasma, if you don't mind audiobooks, you can listen to Conan Doyle's The Lost World for free on YouTube. Oh, cool. I'll do that. That's actually pretty cool. You know, I might do that. I might do that. Sure. So I'll totally check it out. Hey, who's got Lou Gehrig's disease? Does someone in the chat? Who has Lou Gehrig's disease? I'm just reading about that in the chat. Who got Lou Gehrig's disease? Everybody loves Cthulhu. Says you have a good style. Keep doing it. Appreciate you. Appreciate. Speaking of which, I had to finish my Cthulhu drawing. So all I got to do on that is a background. I don't know if I'm gonna do clouds. How I'm gonna do the clouds. So I'm gonna just study some cloud drawings and then apply it where it's like it uses the stipple method. And speaking of stipple, yes, I will be doing my Road Warrior. I will do a separate Road Warrior floppy on stipple. Stay tuned for that. Kirk Fashions. I came to the space for shower streams. Been disappointed for years. You gotta pay me, Kirk Fashy. I got my body is art. You want a shower stream? I gotta get paid. Moolah. Gotta pay me. Okay, it says Luke Gehrig. Well, good night. He died of a disease with his name all over it. I mean, who didn't see that coming, right? Talking about ironic. He died from a disease that happened to have his name. Who would have thunk that? That's totally like fudge, right? I know. I was like, it's in the name, of course. That was like, hey, did you know you're gonna have a disease that's with your name all over it and it's gonna kill you? I'm like, no, and he had it and he died. It's like, wow, that blew my mind. So, Ken says, I thought it was kind of obvious. You know how many people died from Lou Gehrig's disease? It wasn't just the guy that got the name from it. It was other people too. So I want to be clear on who you're talking about. I'm sorry if I upset you, Kizzy, that I ask questions, but I'm inquisitive. Don't be hiding shit from me. I'll find you out. If Raptor's on the chat, there's your spy, Raptor. He's hiding stuff. This is your man hiding stuff. Go search him out. He's dangerous. Some person, that's the price he paid for fucking Marilyn Monroe. Oh, did he? Did he really? Huh. So I always thought that well, I mean, who knows? Marilyn, you know, the whole story with Marilyn and Joe DiMaggio, it's such a sad story because they were married and he tried to make her an honest woman, and I guess he wasn't like good to her. You know, his intentions, whatever his intentions were, he wasn't good to her, and she was like, "Nah, I don't want to be here. I want to do my own thing." And she ended up going to Hollywood, and Hollywood totally fucked her up. And um, uh, DiMaggio blames he blames a few people in Hollywood for her death. And every day on her birthday since her passing, he went to her grave and dropped flowers on her grave. And people that knew him to the end of his days said that he never got over Marilyn. As a matter of fact, his final words was, "I'm finally going to get to see Marilyn." Like that when you read about that just like stabs you in the heart. Like, and I can understand that totally. I can totally understand that. Um, let's see. Arthur Miller got with Marilyn too. Yeah, I guess a bunch of people did. I mean, she was in Hollywood, and you know, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that she got passed around, which makes sense with the drugs and everything. Oh, Lord Rapid says he just got Cody, aka Camelot, to give a update on his Cyberfrog wrapped car, and oh boy, what an update! Oh shoot, do I have to go look at it? Send me the link. I'll go look at it right now. I'll see what he says because that I gotta see what that update is. Because there's a lot of people that are pissed off about the stuff they backed, and then they just got told it ain't getting worked on right now, so you have to wait. So a lot of unfulfilled campaigns are going to be what they are. You can observe a lot just by watching Yogi Berra. Wise words, yeah. Wise words. Let's see here. Okay. Cook Fashions. I wish Jabba was here with his expert advice, like end the show. He's probably in bed. I think Jabba went to bed. He's probably in bed now, so he ain't gonna be here. He's in bed. Who got passed around as a tech zombie? Allegedly Marilyn Monroe, which makes sense considering that she ended her life young and on drugs, which happens to women in the entertainment industry when they get passed around and used and abused. They end up on drugs and they die very young and they die prematurely. And it's been said that Joe DiMaggio was very angry at Hollywood and certain celebrities over that. So, um, we see some of that even here. Anyway, Kirk Candace says today. Not only did Elasmin unsuccessfully try to get me fired, but he stole my Lou Gehrig joke and didn't give me the credit. First of all, Kizzy, that was Dennis Leary's joke. Okay, if you ever seen Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer, that was his joke. The Lou Gehrig joke was his. You stole it from Dennis Leary. You owe him royalties, pal. If not, I'll find him and I'll tell him, and you're gonna pay those royalties, pal. You're not gonna steal nothing from Dennis Leary. You hear me? You ain't stealing nothing from him. Yeah. One thing I don't know. I know. Oscar says justice for Sisyphus. I'm so glad he typed that. Got people calling Sisyphus. This is awesome. Yes. Oh, I love this timeline. Anyway, KS allegedly, I think it's common knowledge that Marilyn was passed around. Okay, it happened. What do we do? You want a medal? You want an award? Hey guys, Sisyphus is saying the thing. Let's give him acknowledgement, guys. Okay, Kissy, you get acknowledgement. Here's your acknowledgement. There, I acknowledge you. You're acknowledged, KSS. I've acknowledged you. Do you feel acknowledged? I'll acknowledge you harder. There you go. You like the acknowledgement I'm giving you? You're acknowledged, Kissy. You're acknowledged. I've acknowledged you. Okay? Hello, Kissifus. I've acknowledged you. Okay? Yeah? Okay. Let's see here. Going back to the chat here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, Desert Nomad says, did Cody sign the diecast cards for those who paid for that tier? I thought it was well known that the cards were no longer diecast. I thought they were plastic now. Cheap Chinese plastic. Unless I'm thinking about another campaign, but I think those diecast cards are now being made out of plastic. Yes. Yeah, says that he stole from me. Link that Dennis Leary, he's an asshole. He definitely is an asshole. He had a good song about that too. I bought that audio cassette and that song and there was another song that he put on there. Voices in My Head. I used to listen to the fuck out of that tape back in '93. Again, going back to 1993, I got that tape back in '93. '93 was a great year for me in terms of like entertainment. That was a fun year. Yeah, fun year. Let's see. Does anyone? Okay, Kirk Fashion says, does anyone remember Jurassic Park meals at McDonald's? Back in the day, they had supersized fries, like a 64-ounce drink, triple cheeseburger, and extra supersized fries. It was crazy. I may remember something like that. I could probably look at YouTube to find the commercials. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They did do that. They did do that. Yeah. So, let's see. Oscar doing the horror for color form. Formita's not here, Oscar. He's not here. So that's why we're having a good conversation because Formita ain't here to corrupt it. So there you go. There you go, Oscar. There you go. I'm getting sad. Remember my childhood. Everything was better since Karpashi. Um, yeah. I mean, I like what I got. I mean, I miss the innocence of back then, but then I'm like, I like what I have now. Like I like having my Haya Godzilla figure from the 1991 figure. I like this. I like uh, I just like what I got. So memory nostalgia being what it is. Like I'm good where I'm at. But I like reminiscing and looking back and say, wow, those were nice times. Those are innocent times. So yeah, I do my share of nostalgia baiting. I could talk about '93. With the whole like Dr. Dre Eazy-E feud that was kind of fun to listen to. The VHS cassettes that I bought from the Kaiju stuff between Scimitar Video, not Scimitar. It was what video company was distributing those Godzilla films? But anyway, um, Ken says, "Will Ethan make toy cars of the 17-year-old little girl race car driver who did better than Camelot. Oh gosh, I don't. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Let's see here. Uh, okay, guys. I guess I gave you all PTSD in the chat. That's good. I'm glad you got PTSD. Oh fuck, it's Colorform. Holy fuck, Colorform's in the chat. You guys are such sick people. Why do you gotta bring Formita in here? We're having such a great evening this evening. No Formita. Fuck. Okay, I want to know what back room single Colorform to get here. I want the name of the back room, and I want a link there now. Send me the links to that back room so I can go there and exalt. Not exalt. I'm gonna put everyone in there on blast for letting Colorform come back here. Andrew Curry says, everyone but me missed you. And me too, Angel. Me and you. Everybody but me and you missed Colorform. So remember that, Angel. I have a kinship with you on that one. Let's see. There's no man. Okay. Colorform says he tries to deny me. It won't work. It was working for the last couple of hours. Colorform. It was actually working. Okay. You can't tell me it was going to work. It did work. It worked for a good while. For a good while. Man, you guys are such. I don't know what to say about you people. I really don't. You really want that Formita in you, don't you? You guys just want the essence of Formita in the chat. We can't be free. We have to be or Formitas. We gotta have Formitas because otherwise it's just not gonna be a good night. Such sick people. We got Mighty Healthy Zero, double zero. He says, "What's up? How's it going? What's going on?" Nice seeing you in the chat. Lord Raptor says 12 is a golden age, and we didn't realize it. Yeah, we didn't realize it. But I took advantage of that summer of '93. I took advantage of it. I got the most out of it. I enjoyed Bylante. I enjoyed my dinosaur figures, my Godzilla figures, my growing collection of that. I enjoyed it. Like my VHS collection was growing. I enjoyed that.
What year?
1993 when Jurassic Park came out.
Okay.
Okay, so Lady Shadowban had a very traumatic experience back then, so it's somber for her. You know, I understand that. So, um, but let's see here in the chat. Let's go into the chat here.
Take me to watch Jurassic Park.
Oh, here you go. So Jurassic Park was healing for her. I didn't steal your joke, Kissy. Stop lying. You stole Dennis Leary's joke. You stole Dennis Leary's joke. You're a fraud, and you probably stole the staples. You did that, Kissy. You did that. And then you were gay opping against Raptor. I don't think I understand what's going on, Kissy. I see it all in the chat. And my internet looks good tonight, by the way. It looks really good. Tech Zombie says, Lives Rats. Ozika says, I don't want peace, I want problems. Oh, I know you do. That's why you got the spears in your hand. I know you do, Ozika. I called you out a long time ago. I know. I know. Colorform is my Jurassic Park mug is better. You don't have Jurassic Park mug. This is Kino, Colorform. That's Kino. You don't got it. Prove it. I want to see it. Prove it. Now Raptor's accusing Dennis Leary of stealing this joke. No, I'm sorry, not Raptor. KSS accusing Dennis Leary of. I bought Dennis Leary's tape. There was no KSS tape back then. I didn't go to Sam Goody and see a tape that says KSS joke tape. No, I saw Dennis Leary's tape. So I know for a fact you took Dennis Leary's joke. So it's on you, Kissy. You did that, and you're gonna go. You're gonna have a head of hanging shame for that one. A heavy head of shame for that one. Some person's asking which face did Elasmat steal that's in the picture of monsters below him. Those are the universal monsters. How did I steal what's already established as things? I didn't steal nothing. I give honor to the monsters of antiquity. That's what I do. Kirk Fash, I got rid of clutter. I grew up when I was in the army. I wish I held on to it because it's worth a lot of money. VHS, NES games, Lincoln Legs or Lincoln Logs, Star Wars toys, LGN wrestling figures. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. I'm actually trying to downsize my stuff too, so because I don't want to clutter my area, so I'm donating books, selling books, donating figures, selling figures. So yeah, I'm doing the thing too, totally. Uh, KSS says I know the truth about Dennis Leary. That asshole stole my role on Rescue Me and my Luke Gehrig joke. Oh, poor Kissy. Poor little Kissy. Even though there was no such tape of you at Sam Goody or Nobody Beats the Wiz in '93 on the shelves, there was still some copies of Dennis Leary stuff there. I saw nothing from Kissy. There was no Kissy stuff there. So we know you're not telling the truth. And I'm sorry if you think you are, but you're not. And I'm calling you out, Kissy, because I've already given you the attention you wanted. You're not going to get it again. Not today. For certainly not today. I've already given it to you. My attention is not cheap. So if you want more of my attention, I need severance pay for that. Wait, who got mass flagged? Oh, you talking about wait, who got mass flagged? Oh, you talking about Mikey No More? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, he got mass flagged. Yeah, he was looking into some group and yeah, he got yeeted off YouTube over it. It's kind of stupid. So yeah, let me make sure that's what you're talking about. Hold on, I'm just going up in the chat because it's not good for me. Yeah, okay, yeah, Mikey No More. Yeah, he got mass flagged. So his stuff's still on Rumble. Well, some of it. There's a channel that's uploading his older stuff, his older streams. His BitChute, actually, a lot of his stuff is still on BitChute as well. I was able to download the stream that where he EFAP'd that stupid Comicsgate versus Rippaverse video, where it left out a lot of facts and information. I was able to download that because I want to keep it in the back burner. Um, and his Comicsgate documentary is still on BitChute and Rumble. I downloaded it. I have that on download too. So um, I was thinking about uploading it because he doesn't mind if people upload his shit, but I'm like, no, I'll just you know people have already talked about it on other streams and videos, so yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me take a sip of my coffee. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 13 minutes. And we are at 27 live views. Raptor, if you're in the chat, Raptor, and I've been meaning to talk to you about this, but an epiphany hit me, and I shared this earlier in the stream today. But yesterday we had like up to 50 live viewers. We had the chat attention and engaging with the chat without a single EFAP. So there's a lesson there when you eventually do start to deviate from the pretty much dead CG shit. There's something there we can still do, you can still do, and still engage and still grow and still offer content. But that's something we can discuss for another day. But I'm just saying, like, brainstorm. Kirk Fag says Mikey No More has a new channel. He is re-uploading all his content. That's commitment. Well, good. That's good. Okay, he's putting stuff back on YouTube, so that's good. And he should. He absolutely should. So he's not leaving YouTube. So I liked his live streams where he was EFAPing CG stuff or he EFAP some of the. I wasn't a fan of the quartering stuff. But that's because I'm not a fan of the quartering. I find the quartering boring. So to me, an EFAP of the quartering is not my cup of tea. But there was some other stuff he was EFAPing. I was enjoying it. So it was cool to put on a stream and he was there in the daytime and he was EFAPing something. I'd rather listen to him than Fernantra. I'd rather listen to him than anybody else in the space. So let's put some more Mikey No More stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with that. Yes, that was my Discord bloop. So let's see here. A lad that's saying he's basically no. I'm not saying I'm better than Raptor. Who said that? Did Link even say that? Let me see. Did Linky even say that? No, I didn't say that, Linky. I didn't say that. Don't put a divide between me and Raptor Oracle. He's my good friend. How dare you say that? How dare you say that? How dare you? Okay, hold on. I got. Oh wait. Okay, so he sent me a clip of
Hey, Lord Raptor.
Camelot. Okay, I guess it's the update that Camelot gave for the card. So, um, Raptor says, you missed a day around here and you're behind. My here. Alyssa and a few others covered it. I can't remember which group it was that mass flagged this channel. I thought I knew who it was and I forgot because it was a group that I've never really heard about. There's a whole other space of internet out there that's like way beyond our league, and like I don't even want to know about it. But bigger fan bases tend to be flaggets when you go after a big guy. That tends to be the thing. Let's see. I didn't steal anyone's clout. I don't steal no one's clout. I have my own clout, Oscar. You be nice. Raptor says, damn. Everybody's Cthulhu. Now let's bring it back. Well, Risey killed the Martian, and I still have my best pupils looking into Henry Gambles. Okay, there we go. Henry Gambles. That's interesting. Interesting target. Okay. Rest in peace, Henry Gambles. So, huh. Should I play the Camelot video? It's a 40-second video. I guess I'll play. Hold on. Let me actually I'm gonna download it. That way I can play it on my Windows Media Player and then oh no, I'll play it on the browser tab. And then I can share the browser tab. Because it'll be easier to share the browser tab than playing on the so
Hey, Lord Raptor
okay, let me see. All right. I guess we'll play this for a second. You know it's not really monster
Jesus, how you doing, brother?
related, but still, we'll
I
just play
think
it.
I saw him send. Hey, Lord.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me go and share the screen. Where is it? It's only like a 40-second clip, so that's why I'll play it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Let's play it. It's as loud as I can make it, so here we go.
Lord Raptor Jesus, how you doing, brother? I think I saw him sending those out on Twitter. I don't know if you're talking about EBS. I think I saw that because somebody told me they got theirs, but I could be wrong. Hey, Lord Raptor Jesus, how you doing, brother? I think I saw him sending those out on.
Wait, did Camelot call Lord Raptor brother? Are you Lord Raptor's? Are you Camelot's brother, Lord Raptor? Wow. Wow, the gap runs deeper. Holy crap. Wow. Camelot, Lord Raptor's brother confirmed. Let's hear that one more time. Here we go.
Hey, Lord Raptor Jesus, how you doing, brother? I think I saw him sending those out on Twitter. I don't know if you're talking about EBS. I think I saw that because somebody told me they got theirs, but I could be wrong. All right. I could be wrong. Mine are all done. My diecast are all done. They're sitting right here. I've shipped out like 10 of them that were standalones. But I got a few, like a few chapters left of color and art before I send off everything else. But yeah, I showed them on a recent stream. They're so cool. I would show them now, but it takes me a minute to go get them. So thank you, Raptor. I appreciate you. All right. But I'm pretty sure he's sending those out. Pretty sure.
Okay, well there you go. So in other words, he don't know what the fuck is going on. I mean he's got his own thing going on, so I don't think he's really following EBS, but that's confusing. So he has a car campaign and Ethan has his own separate campaign with cars. I don't know any of this shit. He has a lot of open campaigns that he ain't fulfilling. This is insane. They come from the same. They come from the south, says Andrew Kirk. That checks out. That is true. So they probably do have the same mother. Yeah. Dolly Parton got passed around, and she begat Lord Raptor and Camelot. Oh, that sounds awful. Carol's pet rock died, says KSS. Well, when you bury it, make sure you pour liquor on it. You know, because why not? Anyway, yeah, that update said absolutely nothing. That said nothing. I don't know what I learned from that. Did chat learn anything from that information? I'm curious. I didn't learn anything from that. I'm like, what did we get from that? I don't know what we got from that. That's hmm. Lord Raptor says it's short and it's an update. I mean, it's an update. That is true. It definitely is an update. It's an update that said absolutely nothing. So, uh, see, when I do crowdfunding on my books, I make sure that when I update, I put it in the actual campaign page, and I try to be as detailed as possible. I say where I'm at, where it's going, what's happening, if it's getting printed or not. With my last update with the Pumpkin War patch, I show pages from the book, and I say it's getting fulfilled starting this week. So I try to be update. I try to be as detailed as possible, so that there's no question on where I'm at. But it's so like head bobbing that you got to fish for an update on a live stream, and it's not even substantial or consistent. I don't know. Okay, you guys are talking about the Dolly Parton lore. I'm not reading any of that Dolly Parton lore. I'm just not. It's just it's deviant. So I'm gonna do it. Uh, but yeah, okay. So let's see. How many people got watching right now? Should I keep going? We're at 28 live viewers. Now we're at 29. 29 live viewers. So I mean, I can. It's already 11:30. Holy shit, it's 11:30. I mean, I started at 9. Oh, there's my bloop for the Discord. Let me mute the Discord. There we go. Okay, now it's muted. So there we go. There's no bloop that's happening. So you guys can't fault me for the bloops anymore because I muted it. Let's see. Yeah, how much more can I go on this? I mean, we pretty much covered a lot with Jurassic Park stuff and the summer of '93 and other stuff that has connected with that. No, Lord Raptor, I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm just a man, okay? Jesus Christ, the Son of God, died for our sins on the cross. That's the man you want to venerate. I'm just a regular man like you and me, Raptor. So don't confuse me with Jesus because I'm not. I'm not. We're just not, okay? Maz Bennett says, stuff like this is the reason I no longer blame people for saying they refuse to back anything that isn't already finished. Yeah, that's why when I do the crowdfunding for Pumpkin War Patch, I'm going to let people know I'm halfway done, at least halfway done. So the goal is to get the books done by the end of the campaign. That way, you know, the train keeps moving. I get the books done for fulfillment, for printing, and then I fulfill it, and then I get to work on the next book. That's the goal. That's the plan. So yeah. I don't know why you guys are mad in the chat. I don't know why you're mad. I hit the mute button, okay? I caught it. No reason to be mad. None. So. Oh, now Lord Raptor's asking for violence. He's asking for violence. You know what, Lord Raptor? I consider you my brother, and I so much so that I was gonna give you this Niggasaurus in the box. But now that you want violence, you ain't get my Niggasaurus. So now this Niggasaurus is no longer yours. I didn't know it could do that. That's a lot of noise. Wow. Well, I learned something new today. Okay, let's see. Who said something in the chat? Someone said something or other. Okay, says a lot of that. So, Sam Neill, great guy. Remember when he was in Jurassic Park? Yeah, that was great. He was the guy that we were vicariously living through with the first 30 minutes of the movie when he sees the first dinosaur and that look of amazement when he takes off his glass. He does this, like I do, and then he gets off the Jeep and looks ahead. Like that's childlike wonderment and amazement when you look at something so amazing and you're just like you can't believe it's there, but it is, and you thank God that it's there. So that's what he was like looking at that Brachiosaurus for the first time. Some people actually criticize that reveal because it's like that reveal happens too soon in the movie. Like it should, I think it happens. I think 10 or 12 minutes into the film, or like 12 or 15 minutes into the film. Some people say it's too soon.
wanted to impress him
Right, no, but the critique is that it happens too soon in the movie.
because
Hmm.
the goal of the dude is to impress these people, to get them on board. He's showing up. They do those things quickly.
So anyway, that's there. But yeah, that shot of him taking off his glasses and looking at, and then you see Dr. Ellie Sattler. She's got the plant, and she's amazed at the plant, and she doesn't see the dinosaur to her side, and it takes him shoving her head to the side for her to say, "Hey, wait a minute, fuck this plant. There's a big giant lizard right there looking at me." So, yeah. So that was an awesome scene. Just, you know. Raptor says, update from my good friend Wiggle Wiggle. He is recovering, but probably still DED for the immediate future. There you go. So, good. Get well, Wiggle. Get well, Wiggle. That your rest is important. So, shout out to my good friend Wiggle Wiggle. May he rest comfortably for the sake of his neck. Let's see. Damn, Coliform just accused Raptor of shoving Wiggle in front of a train. Damn, that's some shots fired. Wow. So yeah. So there we go. So I just finished my coffee. I'm gonna just finish my water. No, he's not streaming tonight. There's no content really to talk about. So that was the thing about last night is that there was no content to cover for the weekend. So there was no. Well, I was making that point earlier. Like we were on stream and we had like up to 50 live viewers without a single EFAP, and we were still able to get people to like watch us. And there's a lesson in there for him to learn so that when he eventually transitions away from what's up?
Are you gonna bring him on?
No, not for the Monday Monster Moratorium. This is
Raptor in his
he does, but only because he's in the chat. But I talk about a lot of people, like my good friend Massive Panda. He says, years ago, I refused to help this girl move out of her apartment because she previously referred to Jurassic Park as that stupid dinosaur movie. I'm not tolerating that type of disrespect. Nor should you, Massive Panda. You did the right thing. You kick her to the curb. You did the right thing. How dare she call Jurassic Park that stupid dinosaur movie? Sir, that is not tolerable, and I'm glad you put your foot down on that one. That's why you're my top lieutenant, Massive Panda. And by the way, I just realized this. I haven't given out any agapes today. So that's in the back of my mind. I haven't issued any agapes yet. But nobody's really done anything so egregious that I have to give an agape out. So that's a good thing. Frank Fan says dwarfs, Finatra, and the others talk all day, every day. There's plenty to talk about. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's entertaining. Like, yeah, I can find shit to talk about all day. Doesn't mean it's gonna be entertaining or informative or inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a thing called low effort content. You know, wooden spoons get views is what I learned from last night. There's no matter. Do not encourage. I just recovered. For fuck's sake, I just recovered. Just anyway. Oscar says Wiggle saw Raptor clipping the coins. Damn. It's getting real tight in the chat right now. Let's see here. I don't know. Anyway, I am starting to lose energy. I think we are done in terms of discussing. I mean, 28 live viewers is pretty impressive. I have to say from my channel. But I think it's good to keep people wanting more. So I'm gonna call it a stream. I'm gonna pull away from this and sit and read a book or something. Get away from the computer. So I'm gonna give a shout out to the chat. And you guys have been great today. Been pretty busy, been pretty active. We had a lot to talk about, but we think we had some substantial discussions regarding the film, a little bit about Sam Neill, and some things related to it. It was pretty substantial. I enjoyed it. I actually did enjoy the stream. I like streams like this where we actually have discussions and put stuff out there. So yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna leave you. You all have a good night. I'll see you guys Thursday for my indie comic outlier streams. I haven't picked my artist yet, but I will. By that point, I should have already started fulfilling some of the Pumpkin War Patch books. So I'm looking forward to say that it's fulfilled. I love when I say my campaigns are fulfilled. I love saying that. Mazda Panda says, excellent stream, Mazda Panda. Prepare to see a tracking number soon. So stay tuned for that. Wait, Kansas continues to throw the lie out. Why do you keep trying to get me fired? Is it because I informed your boss for Christmas that you were still stable? That never happened, Chisel! That never happened! That never happened. You hear me? That never happened! Yeah, I work at Staples, and I don't steal Staples. And I certainly did wrong Christmas time. Fuck you! Fuck you, Chisel! Fuck you! You're a fuck you! Fuck you!